Hi there. How are you doing today? I'm sending my regards. I am Khaled Layali, and this is my buddy, Joe English. Um, and today we are going to discuss the descriptive essay, you know. So without further ado, let's share the PowerPoint. All right, so today's topic, we're going to talk about the descriptive essay, what it is, what is its definition, and if it has a type or two. And we will also be talking about one example of a very short essay or a couple of paragraphs to give you the idea. So hold tight. All right, so we start with the definition. What is a descriptive essay? From its name, you are going to describe something. Descriptive, describe something. Yes. So it's a type of essay that describes something such as a person, a thing, a place, an event, or even an emotion. So in the descriptive essay, you are expected to describe something, a variety of things. The writer, or a variety of topics. The writer, while describing the person or place, should paint a clear and moving image in the mind of the reader. So the whole point about writing a descriptive essay that you want to allow your reader to get closer to that thing that you are describing. As if you are drawing or painting a picture, try to draw or paint it in the clearest possible way so that your reader who has not seen that person you are describing or that place you are describing will get an idea or understand or see in his mind or her mind what you are trying to describe. We will tell you about the types of descriptive essay and then give you an example. We have two types of descriptive essays. Number one, which is the easier one, it describes a concrete thing, something concrete. So something concrete means something palpable, something you can feel and see and touch with your hands. And examples of a concrete thing you may describe, such as describe a friend, your best friend, for example. Describe a trip that you've made, a place that you like, or a place that you have been to recently, for example, or describe your favorite dish, such as pizza or pasta or other kinds of foods, or describe your neighborhood, for example. All these descriptions would be about concrete things, and that would make it a bit easier because pizza or pasta or your neighborhood are something that you can really see and touch with your hands, and you can uh, use your senses to talk about. So it will be much more easier for you to describe these things. How about the other type of the descriptive essay? We have something called the abstract. Describe some abstract thing or notion. For example, abstract things cannot be touched, such as what? For instance, feelings and emotions. You know, nobody can actually hold or touch a specific feeling or emotion, such as anger, for example, love, hatred, honesty, ambition. So these are abstract notions, and this type of essay, if you are required to describe, for example, anger or ambition or love, this will be more difficult than describing your neighborhood or describing your best friend or describing a trip you have made. So in the other case, the abstract, if you are asked to describe an abstract notion, then we should think of an experience we have been through, or think of a situation we have been through, to try to get the reader to understand what we are trying to describe. For example, if we describe honesty, we could talk about a situation where somebody was very honest in dealing with other people. And so, through that situation or through that instance, the reader can actually understand or imagine what we are talking about. Okay. Let's now move to talk about parts of the essay. Like any other essay, there are three main parts in the descriptive essay. Number one, we should talk about is the introduction. The introduction, from its name, it should include the topic sentence, and it should tell the reader clearly about the subject of the essay. So the introduction, in the first line or two, I should be able to know what this writer is writing about. I shouldn't be reading the whole essay just to get what topic or what subject is this writer talking about. And that's extremely important. When you write a descriptive essay or any kind of essay, you should tell your reader in the first line or two what you are, what actually you're writing about, what specifically you are writing about, because people don't have time to waste reading about like um, 200 words and then try to get to what you are trying to do in your essay. So in the introduction, up front, in the first line or two, tell your reader, I am describing this, I'm talking about this. I'm happy that I'm telling you about my, for example, trip to the US, or probably this is my, it makes me happy to describe my neighborhood for you. So the reader, in the first line or two, should be able to know what the topic is, and this introduction should focus on that topic and tell you, reader, what you really intend to do in that essay. That's the function of the introduction. How about the body? The body of the essay could be one paragraph or two or three or more, depending on how long the essay is. And in the body, we should include as much details, as much descriptions, especially sensory descriptions, as we can. What do you mean by sensory descriptions? Sensory descriptions means describing things using your senses, the sense of sight, the sense of smell, the sense of taste. So provide colors, provide details of the sound of things as much as you can. These things appeal to the senses of your readers, their sense of sight, their sense of smell, their sense of touch. And so when you do that, they have a better understanding of what you are trying to describe. All right. And as I said, in the body, it could be in one paragraph, could be two, three, more, depending on how long the essay is. How about the conclusion? Conclusion is simply a summary or recap of what you have been saying in that essay. If you are describing a trip to the US, or if you are talking about your best friend, then remind your reader again, but in shorter space, or in, let's say, more concise way, about what you were describing in that essay. And also, it happens in the conclusion that some people try to show the value or the purpose of their description, or why did I describe what I described in that essay. So it provides you with a purpose or a reason why I did that, because it's important to me and to the readers as well, in such and such way. You can do that, or you can simply recap, or say one more time in a more concise language what actually you were describing in your essay. Okay. Let's now give you a practical example, not a very long piece, but a just short piece of description about the beach. Okay, suppose you have a topic to write about. It's a descriptive essay, and he's asking you to write about a place you have been to recently, or just any place that you like, or your favorite place. In this case, we're going to talk about the beach. Let's read this description together. The Mediterranean beaches have an unparalleled reputation all over the world. I am telling you about the one in the north coast of Egypt. I usually spend my summer vacation there with my family. So, as we said up front in the first line or two, this guy, the writer, is telling us about the Mediterranean beaches, and he's specifying the north coast of Egypt as an example of that Mediterranean beach. It's a Mediterranean beach, all right? And so he will tell us and describe that beach, what was there, and we will see what his description is like. So now this is a very brief introduction. We are getting to the body of the descriptive essay now. The beach is yellow, sandy, soft, and warm. So he is using the senses now. He is using the color yellow to appeal to our sense of sight. He is using the adjective soft and warm to appeal to our sense of touch or tactile sense. Now we know that this beach is not a rocky beach, for example, as in some other beaches. We people who live near or on the Mediterranean are blessed with, as he says, one of the best beaches in the world because of the quality of the beach itself. It's soft, it's sandy, it's not rocky, and it's warm. It's not cold, right? So this appears to the sense of touch. The sun shines almost every day. That's another plus to the beach. The atmosphere is very good. You might have a good beach somewhere, but the weather is very, very adverse. It's, all the time windy, or it's all the time raining. So you wouldn't be enjoying the beach that much under such circumstance. But if you have sandy and soft beach coupled with fantastic weather, like the sun is shining all the time and the weather is warm and not cold, then you have perfect, conditions for people to enjoy. And he, the writer, is using his senses and making us actually feel that warmness of the weather, the yellow color of the sandy beach, and so on. So we're trying now, we could easily now imagine in our minds what he is talking about. Okay, the sun shines almost every day. Its brightness boosts our morale and make us really happy. And that's also one good point. This is reflected on the good mood of the beachgoers because they enjoy the brightness of the sun as opposed to the gloominess of some other regions where it's always cloudy and raining, and in some other parts, it's not easy to get a bit of sunshine. Okay, let's continue. The water is crystal clear blue and allows you to see fish and corals. That's a good description of the water. It's crystal clear. Its color is blue. You can see through it. You can see what? Some fish. You can see corals as coral reefs or whatever, marine animals or plants, and so forth. So again, it's a good description because it appeals to our sense of sight. And he's also using colors like blue. Some waters are blue, some waters are green or greenish or green blue, and so on. So we could now imagine in our mind what this man is telling us about. Again, he says, I and my family enjoy swimming in such cozy waters, like warm waters. The hustle and bustle, he's talking about the sound of things happening and the voices of the people causing this hustle and bustle, meaning a little bit of noise here and there, and the laughs, people laughing, children and adults alike, all create an atmosphere of content and relaxation. Imagine yourself in a nice party where people are laughing and this hustle and bustle, people chatting together and shooting the breeze and so forth. So this adds to the atmosphere, as he says, of relaxation and content, being happy and so forth. So I think this is a good piece of description because the writer makes good use of, appeals to our senses, uses colors, uses vivid language, that actually gives us a good description that makes us understand and imagine what he or she is trying to describe. Then in the conclusion or in the end, he says, particularly this summer, I enjoyed playing with the beach buggies. He likes to, ride the beach buggies. And he says, I and my friends went on a speedboat adventure. They were on a speedboat, and that drew smiles on our faces. Again, uses description that appeals to our sense of sight. We could imagine people laughing and smiling, which means they are happy. All right, and left us thrilled. Again, thrilled is a good adjective because it gives us exactly an impression of the mental and emotional state they were in. They were really very happy and so on. How I wish I were there right now. He wishes he is there in that beach or on that beach right now, which means he really liked this beach. So when we read a descriptive piece like that, we could imagine ourselves on that beach playing with the waves and hearing the sound of waves and hearing the laughs of the people and enjoying the warmth and the brightness of the sun and again the softness of the sand or the sandy beach. So if we as readers get that image in a clear way, then the writer succeeded in his description. If we read a descriptive piece and we couldn't make head or tail of it, we couldn't understand what this guy is trying to describe, or his description isn't as clear, then he needs to or she needs to revise what he has written one more time to make it better by better choice of language, choosing things that appeals to the different senses, like the sense of touch when he talked about the warmth and softness of the sand, appeal to our sense of hearing when he says the laughs of the children and the hustle and bustle. We can imagine the voices and the sounds and so on. And he appealed to our sense of sight when he gave us descriptions with colors so we could imagine these colors in our mind and so forth. Okay, so that's a good model to try to do something similar. And remember, always be yourself, always be original. Don't try to copy other people. It's good that you read other people's writing to learn how they use the language, but the ideas should be your ideas. Don't try to copy anyone else. If this guy likes the beach, you can also write about the beach, but use your own language and use your own experience, what you actually do when you go to that beach, what makes you happy in that beach. Maybe this beach that you like to go has palm trees and other ones doesn't. Maybe this beach is a special in certain things such as water sports. You could do surfing, while in other beaches you can do surfing. So try to be yourself, and if you're original and if you're really really describing what made you happy in that place, in that beach, then this idea will reach the readers easily, and it will make us understand and imagine what you're trying to say. Well, the last slide is just my contact. In case you want to contact me with feedback on any of these videos, you are most welcome. Here you can see it in that last slide, the name and the job, the phone numbers you can reach me on, and two emails that I use regularly. So if you want if you uh, have some queries or questions, you can reach me through these contacts. Also, I welcome any feedback, whether it's positive or good. You know, you have something to say, or you find some mistake in what I'm saying. You're welcome to reach me and point it out to me, and I'll try to fix anything that was wrong or needs to be fixed. And I'll be happy anyway to uh, hear your feedback and your comments. Also, you can use the comments section to tell me your ideas or opinions about this video and other videos that we'll be sharing with you. What I mean by we is I, myself, and my buddy, Joe English. So it's time now to say bye bye, and we'll see you in the next one.